This is the Street's newsroom. It looks empty, but come with me inside the war room where all night we cover the Republican debate. Editors and writers are still hard at work. Let's get opinions on who won this debate. Jeremy, your impressions of the debate? Who won?
I think that Jeb lost, and I think that maybe the winner is Rubio. And to me, the most jarring exchange, it was really raw, was when Jeb attacked Rubio for being an absentee senator who hated his job, and there are all these hardworking people in Florida that would kill for a job like his, and Rubio defended it pretty well, and it, to me, was a very visceral moment. I felt uncomfortable watching them lash out at each other because they're not only supposed to be on the same side of the aisle, but also they're from the same state. So to me, it was a moment that was a long time in coming, and when it did, it really hit home, and it wasn't great for Jeb.
All right, let's get the opinion now of our editor-in-chief. Jeff, your thoughts on this debate tonight?
I think Rubio clearly, once again, made no mistakes, served himself well. He dealt with some difficult questions, if not sterlingly or stellarly, at least competently, and sounded more like a president, I think, than anybody else on the stage.
All right, let's go down here in our war room. These are the people that gave us all the tweets and the social media presence and some videos. Let's start with this group here, guys. Who do we think won? What are your impressions?
I think whoever won tonight, we've all lost in some way.
What do you mean by that?
I think that the selection of candidates on stage was rather poor. I think they all hate each other more than they actually want to help the country.
All right, you two over here doing our tweeting. What were some of the interesting tweets you saw, and how did that help shape your opinion of the debate?
I think Trump is always kind of the winner on social media. Out of all the candidates, he definitely pulled through.
I also think it was interesting to see how people responded to the moderators and kind of the botched job that they did.
How active was social media tonight compared to some of the other debates?
I think it was comparable. We were competing with the Mets game and the Knicks game tonight, so.
Oh, who cares about that? Your thoughts on the debate?
I thought Marco Rubio had a great performance. He was in command of the facts. He was able to speak with passion about his own economic situation. And I think John Kasich had a breakout moment. At the beginning of the debate, he invoked his own record, being chairman of the House Budget Committee, and he lashed out at the flat tax. So those two appeared the most presidential to me.
All right, back row. Your thoughts on the debate?
Oh, wow. I really think that Ben Carson and Carly Fiorina lost. They were the ones that had the most build-up, and tonight I feel like they were barely even there.
All right, we keep going down the road to these two characters right over here who are still hard at work. All right, James.
Yeah, I think they mostly united on the NBC commentators, and it kind of reminded me of Newt Gingrich a few years ago when he went after the crowd for probing his extramarital affairs. Trump and Huckabee and they all kind of went after the commentators, and I think the crowd really liked that because they're getting sick of the media dictating the way the nomination's going, and people at this point want some more policy-centered issues, I think.
Ross?
I was glad to see Marco Rubio show some substantive commentary, particularly on student loans. He also demonstrated a little bit of humor, especially his comment about how his book's still on paperback sale. He used it to pay off his student loans. I was impressed with Chris Christie, as much as I tend to dislike him, that he actually showed a little bit of strength and dismissed the trivialities of some of the CNBC questioning. I think overall it was just pure entertainment, as the political primary season has been, so I quite enjoyed watching.
All right, finally, let's go to this part of the war room. More of our video team. All right, guys, your thoughts on the debate. You kind of look alike here with the hair.
Yeah, that's the plan. I think Senator Graham had just as much right to be up there as anybody else. I think he wants it more than anyone, and he clearly demands it in all of his presence.
Wow, you're the undercard player here.
Undercard, yeah. I think a Graham Jindal ticket. That's the way to go.
TJ?
I was just excited to see Kramer up there, Jim Kramer from TheStreet.
I was waiting for somebody to say Jim Kramer. Thank you.
Yes. Such a kiss. I was really excited to see it.
All right, that is the very latest from our war room. All throughout the day on Thursday, you'll see lots of stories, articles, and videos on TheStreet.